So I told you today is Sunday, and I'm gonna do a creation with one chicken. That'll take me probably 2 days to love this chicken. So I'm going to make a chicken dinner right now. I'm gonna make roast chicken. I was gonna make a stuffing, but nah, it's just me. But I'm going to make 5 meals with this chicken, and I'll still have lots of meat left over for soup. And I'm going to probably get about 6 jars of stock out of this. And I'll have a lot of gravy for my poutine. I'll just show you how I do it. I use regular chicken, and I make a rub out of garlic oil. You know that jarred garlic oil? And I just love my chicken with it. You know, when you put joy and love into your foods, you're using your emotion. There. So I've got garlic ale, a teaspoon of Tabasco sauce, seasoned pepper, and that's it. I could have put poultry seasoning on it too, but I don't need the poultry season. It's poultry. Let me think. I know what we need. When you're handling chicken, wash your hands for 20 seconds under soapy water. Safety tip. What's missing is my finishing salt. And you can't see inside. I'll show you. That I have all of my stock ready to be cooked with the chicken. That's for the gravy. And I'll cook it for about 2.5 hours. And then I'll make my meals. Divide some chicken aside for a soup later. And then I'll put the bones all in this pot. And I will make my chicken stock. Soup for the soul. And it really is very healing. Your grandmother was right. And then after I finish, I will be making my medicine out of my grapefruit and lemon. And I will peel them and put them in a pot. And it's called hydrochloroquine, I think. But it's really good. I'll show you later. Yeah, I knew I made a mistake there. I did go back and put the poultry seasoning. I sprinkled poultry seasoning all over it. And thyme. So there you have it. It's about 3 cups of water. And then some, always use carrots, onions, and celery, and garlic for your base flavor, if you like that kind of flavor. Alright, so this is my hydrochloroquine. Usually I use about half and half water and distilled water. I'm sorry, distilled water and tonic water. But I didn't have either today, so I'm using tap water. And it's going to simmer for about 3 hours, so anything in there will be dead. But these peels, I'm going to peel these grapefruits with the lemon. Now you can also add other things to make it even more healthy, like pine needles from a pine tree. But I don't have pine needles and I don't have tonic water, so I'm going to improvise. And when you don't have all your ingredients, you can still improvise if you know what the secret ingredient is, which is the grapefruit peel. And I saw a guy do this once on YouTube, and he had a package of citric acid, and he said, make sure you add the citric acid. Well, that's what the lemons are for. Lemons are citric acid. So with your grapefruit and citric acid in the boiling water for 3 hours, and you put a tight lid over it for that 3 hours simmering, strain it, keep it in mason jar. I'll probably get about 2 full mason jars out of this. And then I just take 1/4 cup with my orange juice. And it's pure vitamin D and C. It's God's juice. A lot like my chicken soup. And there we have it. And then with the pulp, I put my grapefruit and lemon together in a plastic bag. It'll keep for up to a week. And I can have it with my toast. Medicine. Oh, I have to interrupt my cooking to show you this video, The Dark Truth About Social Emotional Learning, CEL. This is excellent. What is going on, I think, is people, some people are doing their research, let's say, now. And I really appreciate the ones who dive into the details and do their research. And what this guy is saying, Fearless Nation is, he uploaded the video, but I don't think this guy's different. So, he's talking about how our children have been trained by WEF since 1968. And this explains everything to me in my siblings who were born after 1968 and my grandchildren who were born after 2000. You can't talk to them. They're not there. This guy explains why. It was all in lockstep with psychologists out of Yale who wanted to have everybody have the same opportunities and the same perceptions. Unfortunately, the perceptions are all Marxism. So if you want to see that, it's really good and worth your time. The Dark Truth About Social Emotional Learning. And it's under Fearless Nation's channel. Now back to my cooking. So I have my my potatoes and corn ready. I did whipped potatoes, and I got more meals out of this than I'd planned. So I'm going to have one today and one tomorrow, my lunch, and I'll freeze 4. I've got the gravy going, and that's going to complement the chicken, which is coming out of the oven right now. I always let it rest for at least 30 minutes. I have my sweet potato done too. And in about 5 minutes I will be finished cooking my medicine. And I never turn that on. I'm going to wait for the bones. Put it all in together for my stock. Joy to the senses. Eat right. Be happy. It's all good. Oh, wow. And here is a second one that I recommend. It's a deep dive. See, this is what certain people are doing, is they're not just sitting there crying. They're going and doing their research. And she did a deep dive into the causes of the 1918 Spanish flu. And I'm just going to mention that my grandmother, she talks about her grandmother and grandparents never even knowing there was a problem in 1918. That it came from the shots. Okay, so my grandmother, she did tell me about meningitis. She told me that her sister got meningitis. And when she was in the hospital, she was in so much pain and screaming. My sister couldn't, or my grandmother couldn't stand it. So she did a deep dive, and she has found that it is the radioactive stuff in the air that is killing us. And she goes into more, but go and watch it. Meanwhile, look at my mess. What a disaster. But I have my meals all done and ready to go in the freezer. That's my dinner and my lunch tomorrow. I'm just enjoying life. Hello, everybody. It's Sunday night at 10:32, and I just wanted to point something out, something real quick. That Google leaves messages in their logos, and they're often quite evil messages that you can't really quite figure them out, but you know that they're evil. So here's one I'll show you. What is it? Like, it looks like an altar, right? And have you heard there's some satanic stuff going on with our top? I guess it has to be satanic with what we know. I mean, in their consciousness. I mean, these guys are just in fantasies, you know. Because there's no evil demons. Except we have consciousness that's gone evil. I just don't know what that means for the soul. I think they're crazy. And they've got the keys to our world. They got all sorts of fire going on, and weather, and disease. So it's up to the spirit to wake up. Get busy. Do something. You gotta rebuke it. You gotta, like I've been calling out people. And I'm not gonna be quiet anymore. When they're insane, you've got to call out insanity. And you gotta do it nicely. But you gotta bring people back to reality, because there's so many living in fantasies. So that's my message. Just a short one for tonight. I've got my lights all out, so I don't think I could show anything anyway. Bye for now. I'm really not sure what to make of this. This is a soup, or a stock, really, with bones, celery, carrots, onion, and garlic, and half a lemon. It has been simmering on my stove for 12 hours. I've done this a million times. And what it does when you make your stock and you let it simmer for overnight is that the vegetables and bones will become one with the water, with the liquid. So typically, in my 63 years here, I would wake up and there would be no carrots, no celery, no bones, But these are not only still here, they're hard as rock. They're hard as rock. After 12 hours. Okay, that doesn't make scientific sense. It does not appear to be biodegradable. What? What are you afraid of? What are you afraid of? So for some reason my cat is afraid of my floors. Like, and won't eat for several days. No eating and hiding behind things. Isn't that odd? You okay, cat? Won't eat anything. So he was outside for several hours today. But he doesn't like to be on the floor. Like, he'll be on my bed overnight. He will be on my bed. That's fine. But he seems to keep wanting to jump up off the floor, onto the counter, onto end tables. He's never done that before. On end tables, he'd like jump around on furniture to avoid the floor. Okay, cat. Stay tuned.